Hey, hi guys. Now we talked about this particular tool, right? Damn small XSS scanner. Like now, what I have done is, if you open the GitHub, there is something like you need to click on code here, and then download that zip, then extract. I have After extracting, I have got DSS file. I copied it to Python 3 guys, because as I can see here, he did not mention whether this particular tool runs on Python 3 or 2, but here he mentioned as Python 3. You need to be very careful guys, because whenever you come across Python 3, that means you need to install Python 3 3 point something, anything. Like nowadays it's good to download the latest version. So if you download it with, if you try to use Python 2, for example, I installed Python 2 in my machine. So by default when I run Python, it is showing Python 2. So I installed both the softwares. So now I installed Python 3. I'll talk only about Python 3 because it is right. So when I installed Python 2 and 3, it is showing like Python. I am showing right click, open file location. It is showing the shortcut file name. Right click, open file location. I pasted this particular DSSPY which I downloaded from here, guys. Like when I downloaded and extracted, right? Now I want to be very slow because I want to cover this at least for 30 minutes, because there are many best tools. Like I will be talking about 10 best tools, my favorite tools which can be used as command line itself. Like there are 50 plus 100 plus like web vulnerability scanner Python scripts within the GitHub. You can download them and you can use when you are good with this. First initially let's run guys. He's showing Python 3. So when I in this particular folder I don't have anything called Python 3 guys. In order to go to this particular folder I need to copy cd space and I am in that folder, and if I enter Python 3 it's not there. Like it's showing somewhere like it's not available. Here I have Python. If now if from here if I enter Python, it will be showing Python 3.7 because I'm in Python 3.7 installation folder. I hope you guys understood what I'm trying to say. So you can have Python 3 and Python 2 on your machine. So whenever you want to run any script, you just have to copy that folder into particular this, or else you can give the Python space and that particular script path. Like yeah, now I'll give this Python DSSPY. It's running very fine guys. You can follow the same steps. Now like it is showing the like -h is for help. So now that means you can pass hyphen version. It will show the version name of this software. Like it is showing 0.3. Later he might update to latest version 2, but that's fine. The next thing is -h help. So it is showing the same commands -h. Okay, that's fine, we are good. And what is the other thing they are talking about? -u URL guys. Now hyphen you can -h is not required, hyphen version is not required, because -h is used to understand the commands, version is to show the version. Now from here we need to use the commands guys. Now -u URL, so we can pass the main website itself directly. We'll try to pass the Datra application once. Let's see what will happen. Now let's spend like 15-20 minutes on this. That's not an issue. This is something like proxy related configuration. Automation is very important for freshers when they understand the background concepts. You don't have to remember and practice the background concepts. If you can understand like a movie, that's fine. The everything is taken care by automation tools later, because the background is important to attend the interviews or to bypass the validations kind of thing, or else to better understand the payloads. What? That's what we should not talk when you are working. That truck, yes. What happened? This is terrible mistake. Okay, I understood. Bug suit. Okay, I need to change the proxy port here. 78, 78. All interfaces. Maybe after a few days, right? I'm forgetting the basic things here. Now let's see. Yes. What happened again? Add signature. Okay, HTTPS I'm entering maybe. Got it. Yes, it may be because of that proxy one. Now, what I'm trying to say, yeah. Now, you guys tell me, guys, what is the biggest flaw here? If I give directly the main application, it will try to scan all the files in the crawl and try to check for that, but it will not check for internal files because I have logged in into the browser. I have given the username and password, logged in, but here I am not passing username, password or session ID, right? That's why this application cannot scan for internal pages at this moment, but later we can also make sure that the application scan for internal pages also. Now let's see. No usable get or post parameter form found, it seems. No. Sign out. What? Okay, let me give index.php. No usable get or post request parameters found. It is saying as it did not find. Okay, now let's try to check for the particular page, guys. So this is how you check for the main website. Not sure why it is for this particular folder it's showing up. Sometimes it works because I have tested before. Now let's try to check for the other page, like which I tested, like what is that, SQL ID equal to 2, right? I'll directly pass this. Major issue, it shouldn't be like this. Maybe I'm missing a little because I'm using this command after long. -u space URL. Hey, sorry, I just tried to enter two URLs here. Yes, now it's good, guys. Can you see here? It is saying that this application is it's working now. Okay, what I'll try to enlarge the screen. I just mentioned as Python -u this particular page, and this is an external page, guys. So if it is an internal page, I need to pass the cookies also. Cookies means session ID, because without session ID we cannot access the internal page, right? I'll talk about that later. Now let me clear the screen. CLS. Okay, now it is saying that this ID appears to be SQL injection vulnerable, the same like Zap, but Zap sent something like 4 minus 2. What it is sending, we'll try to see now. You need to select the mouse, and then on the top in the white pane, right click, edit, copy, open the burp, go to decoder, paste the URL here, and decode as URL to see what exactly it is sending. ID equal to 2 or not 48 greater than 48. This command. 48 is less than 48. So it has recorded, it has shown all the records from the database, guys. Now can you see? So now you can confirm this as a vulnerability, guys. This is one of the function he passed directly, not of 48, but it has recorded, it has shown all the records from the database. How you can guess it? Because when you pass it to, it is showing different records. If you, when you ran this, it is showing all the records. Now very important thing is to, let's assume this is an internal page. When you pass directly here, it is not allowing, it is not scanning, because you cannot access without session ID, right? For that, if you see the help request, it is showing -cookie, you need to pass the session ID. So for internal pages, you need to put -cookie equal to for that, first you need to browse the same page from here, right? So when you give id equal to 2, what's happening? It is sending some session ID, right? Yeah, PHP session ID. Copy. Cookie is equal to cookie header value. Okay. Yes. Now it's scanned for this particular. So let's check for internal page now. One of the internal page, whether it is scanning or too many windows are confusing. Now if I again Uday ABCD, I think I created before. Wow. Now I made a mistake. As soon as I logged in, server would have expired my previous session and created the new session ID, right? So I need to copy the session ID once again. CG, is it showing the same thing? Okay, this is showing the same thing. I don't have to edit. Now let's check this particular page is vulnerable to SQL injection or not. I'll put the session ID as it is, and I'll try to give the internal file path now from here. No usable get or parameter request found. I'm making some mistake, guys. I'm very sure that I'm making some kind of -u URL. Okay, let me try to do another approach, guys. The new password is, I'll give as hello. Okay, password must be yes, 6 characters. I'm trying to see whether it's a okay, it would have changed it, because as I told you before, I would have some naming mistakes, filing naming mistakes. If I open the burp suite here, how the request is going to the site. Reset password, right? Okay, now it is sending these passwords. Now if the command, this is the post method, guys. For post method, he's saying to pass -data post data. So now the same thing, -u URL, cookie is to access the internal page. Since this is the post request page, I'll try to give -data is equal to, very nice, it is showing scanning the pages, but confirm password is not recognized as internal or external command. let me see the thing. Hyphen data is saying as within the double quotes. Maybe let's try to put within the double quotes. I should have read my document before trying to do this. Wow. So now to confirm whether I have given commands properly or not, what I'm gonna do is I will check my application logs and see whether it is trying to send any SQL injection commands to this particular page. So if I receive any of the SQL injection commands for this particular page at 11:33 or 11:34, that means I can say that I have given all the commands correctly, and you can use the same approach for all the websites. So let's go to the website, guys. C folder, C drive, WAMP64, logs, access.log. Oh my god, I need to delete this. 67 MB. At least we were able to find out now SQL injection for the website, like for using for get request using damn small XSS scanner, and we don't have to remember the payloads. It is automatically showing which payload it worked, and for post parameter we're gonna check it. Yes, now if we come to the end here, it has sent so many requests, guys. If you could see, since the post request data cannot be stored here, it is saying 34, right? So at 34 it has been seen. Can you see, guys? So many requests has been sent by the application. So that means the application can access the pages. So now what I'm going to do is, the last request has 34. Now the time is 35, right? 36, 11:36. Let me run once again to see how many number of payloads it will be sending to confirm the vulnerability. Yes, at 11:36 now. $11:36. Oh my god. From here, if you could see, from 11:36 from this page, notepad, it has been sent how many times post request, guys? 1 2 3 4 5 6. How many lines are there? 492 lines. After every post request, the get request is there, because the redirection after we are submitting the form. That means it is out of 516. If we make it to half, 250. So it is checking for 250 SQL injection combinations to identify the vulnerabilities on these two parameters, guys. That means this application is working very nice, and this is how you need to check for the SQL injection for post parameters using damn small XSS scanner. Hyphen, again you don't need to put cookie here, you just need to pass the cookie parameter value, and make sure you should not log out in between, otherwise this becomes invalidate. And then hyphen data, you need to put double quotes between the whenever for post request, always it should be last line, right? It contains the parameter values. So now you know how to send like 500 plus SQL injection checks within just 10 seconds using this approach, guys. Now let's check on the login page now. So far we are here. The login page doesn't need any cookies, guys, right? Why? Because it's an external page. I'm very sure that this login page is not vulnerable. For that, what I'm going to do is I manually browse the, what I'm doing, localhost Datra. Let me clear the history, guys. Very simple. Now if it is a post request, it is showing the things here, right? Yes. Now I'll copy these parameter values. Since it is an external page, I need to copy the URL too, right? Because that is the page the username password will be sent. So now within the double quotes I'll remove everything and I paste it, and in the place of URL, to which page it is sending the username password, guys? Index.php. okay, here you need to see post, or else you can right click, copy URL here and paste there. Now it should work, it should check at any cost. Checking, scanning, post parameter scanning, no vulnerabilities found, because I know that, guys. Let's check for one page which is also vulnerable to SQL injection, guys. Like, because I have XVW application, right? We'll check for these two parameters then, like SQL injection. Now let me search for this page. Now since they are saying this page is vulnerable, this tool should identify to know the effectiveness of this tool. Now what I'm thinking in between, since this is an external page, I don't need cookies. Right click, copy URL, paste as it is. This is the last line because data, right? For post request, here is the post. For get request, you don't have to give data because the get request username password can be, parameter values can be sent as a part of URL itself, right? The one which we sent for SQL injection earlier to confirm using not function, remember? Yes, now it should show at any cost. I'm scared why it is not showing up for this particular page. Let me check for another page then. This application is saying as vulnerable for that page, so this particular tool did not detect for that particular, guys, this particular. Now let me check for blind SQL injection now. Or what error, can't use both the search options. Okay, now okay, maybe 1 second, guys. Maybe I don't remember like what I have entered. I feel like little tired, maybe. Okay, now I entered some input and it has shown some data response to, so I'll take that particular request, like the last one. Right click, item is equal to 1 and search is equal to nothing, the same thing. Yes, that's right. Or else maybe I'll try to put here this, I'll try to fill the parameter value here, search is equal to 1, because earlier I sent that other parameter value as blank. Now I'll try to take this. No, it was unable to figure out SQL injection in this particular file. So SQL injection it did not find. Let's check for blind SQL injection on this. So that's the reason I don't always depend on the tools itself. But however, I covered the video guys, how to check for SQL injection, which I have talked in my previous video. Now let me execute this blind SQL injection and take this particular request, right click, copy URL, blind SQL injection. Now since it's a post request only, I need to pass the parameter and parameter value, id equal to 1 and search equal to blank, item equal to okay. No vulnerabilities found. So this is not finding the issues, maybe because when I tested before, it was working very fine for the Java application which I have developed. If you could see my Java application in GitHub, like Uday Datrak Java vulnerable web applications, which has 50 plus unique security issues, it was checking. So the best tool is, as I said before, SQL map guys, it will find it for sure. This is the, sometimes I use this because it has the feature to run directly on a particular website itself guys, like this. Maybe why it is not showing up. Okay, maybe I enter in, just trying. No. Okay, maybe 1 second, hyphen h, okay, hyphen URL. No usable guest, okay, because as I used this before, like to check for when I was a fresher kind of thing, like not fresher, like 4 5 years before, I used this like to scan the whole application at once. Maybe I used the different logic or not sure. Okay, so sometimes if you are confused about the particular page guys, there are some chances you can directly run. If it is showing SQL injection is vulnerable to SQL injection, then it will also show the payload. So if it is not showing as no vulnerabilities found, that means you should not think that this application is not vulnerable. In my next video I will be showing you my favorite, the SQL map. It will find it at any cost guys. So thank you guys.